Okay, in this problem, let's say we have a train that's accelerating uniformly as it passed two successive kilometer marks. Okay, first one it's at 2 meters per second, second one it's at 10 meters per second. Again, constant acceleration, uniform acceleration between those two parts. So let's determine the train's velocity when it passes the next kilometer mark, so another kilometer later, and then the total time that it takes to travel the entire 2 kilometers that we're looking at. Okay, so again, what I have here initially is I want to find that acceleration, that constant acceleration, that uniform acceleration, knowing the velocity at two positions. So I'm going to use that constant acceleration equation that relates velocity to position. Again, at this point, time is not relevant. We'll add that in a little bit. So using that, plugging in the final velocity and the initial velocity, as well as 1 kilometer or 1,000 meters apart, I can find that constant acceleration that's occurring between, the 2 kilometer marks. So taking this, solving it for the acceleration, I get 0.048 meters per second squared. Now that I have that, I can then figure out, okay, well, moving to the next kilometer, okay, what is going to be the velocity at that next kilometer? So using the same equation, except this time I know the acceleration, I'm solving for the final velocity. So the initial velocity is 10. Okay, at that second, I'm now going to the 3rd kilometer mark. Okay, I plug in my constant acceleration, and now I'm going 2,000 minus 1,000. Okay, so solving that for the velocity, I get 14 meters per second. Okay, now I want to figure out how long it takes to go all 2,000 kilometers. So now I'm relating time to that position. So I'm going to use my my velocity. Well, I guess the velocity and the time. I could have used the position and the time equation. Either one would have worked at this point because we know what's going on. I'm going to use the velocity as a function of time because, again, I know my final velocity is 14. I know my initial velocity was 2. I know my acceleration was 0.048. I can just solve this equation for time. So, again, knowing the final and initial velocity, I could do this. I also could have done it, again, knowing the final and initial position. Either way, I needed to calculate the acceleration before I did that. Plugging all of that in, I get a time of 250 seconds. So again, I know I have constant acceleration. I can use those algebraic constant acceleration equations. You just need to use the right combination depending on what you know and what you're trying to find in order to do that.